summertime, like news in general is usually dead.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising.
Everyone should be outside. Is what the world's trying to get at here.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna talk about it in a little bit, but I heard people were really upset or something about the PKA or something.
Do not stress, my good friend, sir. We will get into that without a shadow of a doubt. And what a better way to start. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 119 of the Great Perfect Podcast. I'm here with the usual suspects of Flame and Todd. Knight, where is Knight today? Does anyone know? What's he up to today? These days?
I don't know. He just said that he couldn't make it.
He's kind of
God knows.
He's probably like on like you know what? He's probably like on a secret mission to like go train that Turkish shooter. I reckon that's probably Knight's like back end,
bro.
You know what I mean? I don't know Knight that well. You know what I mean? It's not like I've known him for 6 years, but he's probably training that guy with the toolie. You know what I mean? So all the best to Knight at the Olympics. So good luck to him, I suppose. But you have us today. I don't know how much of the pre-ep there will be, but there's not again. I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record at this point. Not a lot going on, at this point in time. So, without further ado, how's everyone been? Todd, what's been going on? How you been doing?
Yeah, things are going well. I mean, it's in Australia. It's technically my birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, bud.
It's my birthday tomorrow in the
birthday,
States.
man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
So that's cool. And we've been chilling, vibing. I mean, not much has really been happening. There is an event that I signed up for like the trading cards.
Okay.
So, and it's not even the One Piece card game.
Oh.
So there's another card game that's coming out very shortly called Union Arena. Don't know if you guys have heard about that.
I heard about that.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah. So Union Arena is like a bunch of other animes all like in their own card game.
Okay.
So I think the debut sets are Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, and Hunter x Hunter, and then Jujutsu Kaisen. They're like
damn,
the
what the
sets.
fuck? Okay.
And yeah, so they're doing like a super pre-release event, which is
Sure.
at the end of August. So I signed up for that today. So that's going to be pretty fun, and I'm sure we'll report back with
for sure
how that is going to be
Absolutely.
in a few weeks' time. So it's gonna be fun. But I mean, the thing is it's kind of failing in Japan. People are just kind of using it as like a collector. It's more of a collector thing because like there's like signature cards of like the voice actors and stuff on some of the cards in the set. You know the deal. It's like it's more like a collector thing rather than an actual play piece. So it's gonna be kind of fun, something a little bit different.
How does it play? Like, if that makes sense. Like, how do you know how the game plays? Like, is it like similar to any other card games?
It's a Bandai card game. So a lot of people that have played Bandai card games before, you guys would kind of have the gist of how most of them go, where you have like a life stack, and then you basically attack, killing the life stack, and then once they have no life, you win. It's basically how it goes. But the back and forth is not as engaging as like the One Piece card game is, or even the Dragon Ball card game.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't like the gameplay as much, and it's very unbalanced even from like the first set release. There's like one of the Jujutsu Kaisen decks is like extremely busted, where you can like the whole point of the deck is like there's the Sukuna fingers as cards, and you basically try and pile them into the trash, and then when you get Sukuna on the field and you've got the fingers in your trash, you basically can like bounce your entire opponent's field back to their hand.
What?
And then you can just win.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like no other deck has like a power level of that, so it's kind of dumb. But yeah, that's gonna be kind of fun to explore and see how that is, and I might buy a box or two and see how that goes.
I mean, like you said, right? Like, it's anime related. It'd be cool to have like the collections. You might get like some of your favorite characters and slab them up. Just to have them on display.
Another thing that happened between our last episodes is the biggest sports card convention in the world occurred in Cleveland, Ohio. So Carissa and I went there. It's called the National. It's the biggest sports card collectible convention in like the world, and basically they host it around different cities, different years. And this year happened to be in Cleveland, so we ended up going for a couple of the days, and it was awesome. It was so cool. Seeing all like these high-end cards, like seeing like Michael Jordan rookie cards with signatures on them, PSA 10s, like multi-million-dollar cards, and like there was not only that, there was like memorabilia, like sealed, graded, high-level video games of like the
Oh my
original
God.
Super Mario Brothers, like sealed comic books with signatures on them, like movie props like from the Avengers with all the actors' signatures on them and shit. Like,
Jesus.
oh, it was crazy. So Carissa and I went there, and PSA was there. We sent off some cards for grading
Oh,
for the
nice.
first time.
That's convenient. That's good.
Yeah, so Carissa had like the Moon Bryon, which is like
Oh yeah, yep.
one of the most expensive modern cards that have released over the past few years. And it came back as a PSA 10, which was awesome.
Oh,
So it was like, I think, so if you get the card with the card without the grade, I think it's like a $700 card.
that's so crazy.
Without the grade is crazy.
And the PSA 10 basically doubles the price.
Oh my day, that's fucking that's
pretty sick. Yeah,
that's badass.
That's awesome.
So we got that, and then I graded like a Nami One Piece card, and that came back as a 10, which was pretty spicy.
Nice.
Okay.
And we bought some other stuff while we were there. Carissa bought some One Piece cards. There weren't really many One Piece cards. There were a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Plenty of sports cards. But yeah, One Piece was not really there at all. But Carissa was still able to find some. There was a place that was like trading One Piece cards. So Carissa brought her binder and traded some cards and bought some new ones that she was going to use for her deck, which is cool. But overall, it was a lot of fun. There's actually like some content creators there that do like sports card related stuff that I've been watching somewhat recently, and they were all there, so it was cool to see them. And yeah, it was really, really fun.
Sounds dope. That sounds sick.
Yeah, it was awesome. The only thing that sucked is like, so it was from like Wednesday to Sunday. This whole convention ran.
Wow, it's actually just like a that's good.
Yeah, so it was wild. And then like Wednesday, it was only open from like 4 till 8 p.m. or something. So after Carissa finished up work, we ended up going there for a few hours.
Yeah.
And it was pretty smooth, not really too many issues, and it was really funny too, because like you buy the ticket and then you have to go get a wristband to then walk in and out.
Yeah.
And the QR code that you have on the phone has to be scanned for you to get the wristband. But like when we were walking to get the wristband, the guy like turned around, so we just walked past him, so he didn't even scan our QR code.
Oh my God.
So we got like the wristband for free. So we basically got like another entry that we could return back another day. So that's what we ended up doing, is like we just ended up like we went on Saturday because like fuck it, we got a free ticket, we can just go again.
Right. Absolutely.
So yeah, we went on Saturday and we had to line up because we got there on as soon as it opened.
Yeah.
And it was a really hot day. It was like 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ew.
And we had to line up, and the line to get in literally wrapped around half of the convention center on the outside.
Jesus.
And we were like sitting out in that heat for like half an hour, like just to get in. But
just
it was a pain, but it was so cool. Yeah, it was a really cool event. So if you guys like big trading card heads, then yeah, if you can ever get to a national, that's where you want to be. It was so much fun.
Do they host those? Like, is that just a once a year thing? Do you know, or is it like a multiple times?
Yeah, it's annually around like in like summertime,
this time
US,
of year,
like Northern Hemisphere. So yeah, it's usually this time of year, right before the NFL season kicks off in September. So
I see.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I think next year it's going to be in Chicago. So that's going to be pretty neat. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what we've been up to.
That's based. Hell yeah, dude. Flame, what's
and
been?
How about Flamingtons?
Young Flem, what's been crack-a-lacking, dude?
I actually have a lot to add today.
Okay, let's go. What's happening? Talk to us.
So I just finished my vacation. That was very nice. I did a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, good man.
I got my second tattoo.
Ooh,
which I am going to post in the chat right now.
Okay, here we go. Reveal.
You guys can take a little look at that.
Oh, hang on.
I like that.
Let it cook for a little bit.
Oh, that's actually so dope.
Oh, Melania.
Yeah, that's actually that actually looks like that's really like, because you always have like like when people get like video game tattoos or like anime tattoos, it's just like I don't know, this looks odd, but that's very like
some cringe shit.
Yeah, some cringe shit, right? That's very tastefully, like I like the line art is just really pretty on it. Like it looks really, really good.
Yeah, the lady that does my tattoo, she specializes in like fine lining. So
beautiful then. Yeah, absolutely.
So I got lucky with that. So yeah, I got that. Also I am kind of like in a little bit of a better place. So
yeah,
I'm getting ready to start my videos again. So I'm happy about that.
Nice. The YouTube. I did see the community post. I did see the community post.
And doing that, you know, we had to pick this bad boy up.
Oh my
shit.
god, this guy got money. Let's go.
So that's actually my first ever camera. Like,
nice.
prior to that, I've only ever used like webcams and stuff like that. So I did a lot of research.
Yep.
And I literally just got this like
what's that? The
right
Sony,
before.
Is that a Sony one or is that what is that one?
No, it's a Lumix.
Oh, Lumix. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I literally like just got it like 20 minutes ago, so I haven't even like I haven't even turned the shit on yet.
Is that one of the cameras where it's like you need to have the additional like HDMI port on your GPU or something like that to like actually set it up properly or something? Like, it's like the cam receiver thing from Elgato, I think, can be useful for those two.
It's like it has some shit like that where you could like just plug it into your computer, or you could just plug the SD card into your computer if it has the slot. If you don't have the slot in your computer, you just gotta get like that I forgot what it's called, but it's like the piece that you plug the SD card into plug, and then it has like a USB slot.
Yeah, right. Because I remember when I was recording way back when I was doing the Captain's Lodge, like the solo podcast, I bought a dummy battery, which was I don't know if this one's got like a does that camera have like a removable battery, or is it like just a plug in and charge kind of thing?
It has a plug-in, but it also came with like a spare battery, or like maybe it's like a rechargeable battery.
Yeah, because like I know that what I did, because I have like the OG like Canon 700D, like one of those bulky ones. And then what I bought was like a dummy battery, where essentially you just plug in like a fake battery, but it runs a cable out of the dummy battery. So you can always have it plugged in and like charging or like on at all times. So you didn't have to worry about like charging a battery or replacing a battery every time. So like if you're using it for like videos and stuff, maybe that's worth looking into depending on how the camera works. I don't know though. That looks dope. That's gonna be really.
Let me see. I'm gonna plug this shit. I'm gonna plug.
Okay, we're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Damn,
doing it live.
We're doing it live.
But
that's good.
That's basically what I've been up to.
And I did also see like Knight has very passively just uploaded a couple of videos of him doing like level 1 clears of like bosses in Elden Ring, and I'm like, that's fucking dope. Like, good on him. He's back into the mines again, so like it's always a positive at the end of the day there. But are you gonna go back to just like anime reaction stuff, or do you have like certain things planned, or what's kind of the vibe there?
So mostly what I'm probably gonna do is because I got a little burnt out when I was doing it last time, because I was trying to post every single day.
Yeah.
So what I'm probably gonna try to do is I'm probably gonna try to do like one like main big video every week where you know it actually takes me a while to work on. And spread out throughout the week. Like I'll do like maybe like 2 or 3 reactions. That's probably it.
Nice.
I don't overkill myself.
Do you know what you're gonna start with? Like what anime you're gonna start watching, or what are you gonna react to, or is it just kind of up in the air now?
On that, I'm still thinking about the first video that I'm probably gonna drop is I have this cool idea for this figure unboxing video that I want to do. I got this tripod now, so I can actually do some shit and not have these fucking weird ass camera angles. So yeah, that's the first video I'm probably gonna drop whenever it's not gonna be like this week. It's gonna be sometime
soon,
this month.
yeah,
I'm not sure when.
No,
yeah, it's gonna be in August. Yeah.
Good. Very, very good.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
If I can recommend a show, I recommend Hibiki Euphonium. I've been yapping about it for a while now. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Man. I'm telling you.
Have.
Hibiki Eupho is like one of the best shows I've watched in like the last like 5 years. I swear, it's so good. So yeah, no, that's dope. I think that's awesome. Good. Glad you're in a better place. Things are working out, so you can kind of go back to just doing things that you want to do. I suppose. Very, very good.
Thank you. And you, how about you, good sir?
Yeah, dude, honestly, same shit, different smell is what I've literally told everyone this week, like the last couple of weeks. It's just like nothing's really changed. It's just kind of going with the flow. I don't think I talked about it, but I went to an anime convention like a couple of weeks ago. I don't think I ever talked about it on the pod.
Oh, I saw you tweet about that.
Yeah, I went to, it's called Smash. So it's like the Sydney manga and anime show. It was all right. I actually gave them feedback, and I like blew them up in the feedback, because I was just like, the whole like, I guess like maybe in Australia it's a bit different, but like the whole anime thing was just like, dude, it was fucking Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and then like what was it? And then like Demon Slayer. That was it. Like that was all that was on display in any of the booths. All the art, and I get like, because they have a massive like artist alley, kind of probably similar to AX, but obviously way smaller. But like, I get that the artists are trying to turn over money, like that's the reason why they're there. But it's like, it's just like, insert really popular show right now. That's all that's available in terms of like merch, and I'm just like, damn it. Like, it's just, for me, it's like, I don't fuck with Genshin. I don't fuck with HSR. Like, I don't really care about a lot of like the popular shows. Like, I haven't watched Ryoiin. I haven't watched any of the Demon Slayer stuff. Like, I don't really care about that. But like, you know, I had like a list of shows. I was like, if I can see some things from like obviously Hibiki, didn't see anything. And that, mind you, that's a Kyoto Animation show that released this like last month or whatever it is, season 3, the finale. Not a single peep about it. Skip and Loafer, probably one of the most like popular like slice of life romance mangas right now. That's also got an anime that was really good. Nothing about that either. Obviously all like the older head shows like Toradora, Hyoka, whatever it is. Again, nothing of the sort either. But instead I got 17 different artists trying to sell me a new fucking way that they drew fucking Genshin characters or something like that. And I'm like, damn, bro, it's so cringe. So I kind of gave him feedback and I was like, look, like I get that you guys are trying to turn a profit, but if you want to label yourselves as like the largest like anime / manga thing, then you probably should try to look towards not just having 16 booths selling Genshin plushies and having like, you know,
what's the name of this
stuff.
convention again?
Smash. So
Smash.
Sydney
Smash.
Manga and Anime Show, I think is what it lists as. I did meet someone though, which was pretty dope. Hunter Hanzo,
yeah, that
if
was
you're
cool.
listening.
I saw that.
That's fucking sick. That's 2 years in a row now that I've run into someone, which is just fucking. It's. I think the best feeling about that is like, because I'm with a friend and he's just like, he like loses his mind because like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm big time, baby. No, I'm just like, aha, like, you know,
Actually, just a brief segue. When I was at the at that national sports convention, we're at one of the booths where Chris was buying cards from, and while we were like buying cards, like pointing out which One Piece cards we wanted to pick up, the dude behind the booth was like, "Oh, by the way, I just wanted to ask, are you Toadski?"
That's fucking sick, dude.
And I'm like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Oh yeah, me and my brother used to play Treasure Cruise all the time, but we quit when PK started."
Based, so based, dude.
Right?
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's dope. It was
very
really dope.
very quick segue because I forgot to mention on the 25th. Speaking of conventions, I will be at Anime NYC.
There you go.
Hey.
So if anybody in New York, you could want to say hello.
Hey, fucking New York, You fucking New York.
Yeah, New York.
I fucking knew I'm walking here. But no, like it was dope. Like Hunter came up behind me. He's like he like tapped me on the shoulder, and I was like ready to square up as I usually am. And then he was like, Captain Poppy. I'm like, that's fucking sick. I'm like, it's such a tight feeling every single time. But yeah, like overall, it was kind of fun in that sense because you just go with your friends, you kind of like vibe out and see what's happening. But yeah, man, I want more variety at these shows. Like otherwise, it's just like, oh yeah, man, it's Genshin. I'm like, Genshin's not fucking anime. It's a Chinese product. Fuck off. Like, what are we doing here, man? But no, it was good. It was a good amount of fun. And then you know, that's been life. But you know, as Todd mentioned, some PK's been happening and all that kind of fun stuff. But not a lot going on in the Treasure Cruise space, I suppose, as bad of a segue as that was. But
although when we get to our next episode, we'll have plenty to talk about.
Dude, next episode will be lit for Treasure Cruise stuff. But instead, actually, honestly, on a brighter note, we have finally the ending of maybe the worst celebration in Treasure Cruise history. The 10th year memory celebration with the release of 10th year memories, Jinbe. What are your thoughts on Jimbo over here?
Honestly, I think Jimbo's like fine. I mean, like most of these legends that have come out, he has special bind removal in his captain, which is the most redeeming quality of him.
Yes.
And he does have like some interesting like special mechanics. He does remove like a bunch of rainbow shield from the opponent. He has like damage reduction on your side of the field and stuff. Like he's okay. He has some interesting stuff, but realistically, it's like, are you gonna use him that much?
Yeah,
probably
exactly
right.
No, you're 100% right. Like it's a bit unfortunate because it just feels like it's just another dead draw when it comes to these units, you know. Like, and obviously, like, I think Tony or Twants he kind of mentioned to us that like Jinbe's functions kind of similar to that Doflamingo and Croc unit, the Kazuna Legend one, which is pretty cool. But again, it always ends up becoming a matter of, are we actually going to see this character in content? And when we mean content, I don't necessarily mean like the monthly rotation. It's like, are you going to use this unit when it comes to like playing like Super Boss Kazuna? Most likely not. Are you going to prioritize this unit to go clear GARP challenges or whatever? Probably not. So like,
there's just better units you could be using.
Exactly right. So like, I don't know. Like, you are right. Like the special bond Captain Billy is really good. Like, it is funny though, because like when you pop his special, like just casually, like I think what is it like when in the team that I'm using for PKA, like stage 3, I use him, and it's just like removes 7 turns of PDR, awesome. Then he weakens, he applies the weaken status, and then he gives you damage reduction, and like that's it.
And I'm like, he doesn't add enough.
Like, that doesn't do it. It feels like it does nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on here? Like, I was like, oh, is that all you're doing, bud? But okay, fair enough. Like, I think like Stump put it quite well. Like, this Jinbe for this PKA is really, really good because it very much simplifies the entire fight, which is kind of like a good feeling in a way, because I think in the recent PKAs it's kind of been very confusing. But this PK feels pretty straightforward if you just run a Jinbe.
It does, and especially because Arlong is so good for it, and Arlong is one of the units that can proc the super type of Jinbe. Like, it's just, that works perfectly. They did design it very well in that manner.
His PK has been all right, to say the least. Not the missions, but the PK itself. But we'll get onto that a little later. But anything else redeeming about this character? I think you mentioned before that the Super Tandem was also poo, which I think for all the units there, they've just been like really, really bad, which is kind of annoying. Still requires 3 units at level 5.
Like it's garbage.
If we're being honest with ourselves, like I think it's a more like if you look at all these units and exclude the Straw Hats in all the 10th Memories characters, Jinbe's is probably the most achievable team to build. I would say. Because you already have decent units that exist there.
Right. Yeah, that makes kind of sense. Yeah, I mean, when you really think about it, yeah, that is kind of a thing, because they bring out like a little bit of support for, units that are related to the legend, but they're units that don't have a lot of representation, like Kureha, Dr. Hero Look, and then who'd you have with Nami? It was fucking I don't
remember.
Belmia, and then you had like Kawina as one of them for Zoro, like characters that we just don't have a lot of, which means that if you're not using the rare recruit that come out with it, it's just like, okay, I guess I'm just using a Straw Hat team, I guess.
It's really funny though, because in the Jinbe one, you have like Neptune, Fukaboshi, Ryoboshi, like all the fish dudes.
Yeah.
Then you have Fisher Tiger, who I believe he got a new rare recruit. Aladdin got a new rare recruit. Wadatsume, which is pretty cool. Praline, who arguably that Dex rare recruit Praline is still like really good. I think it's like the one that removes like threshold and gives you orbs as well.
Oh yeah, she's good. Yeah.
Arlong, there's plenty of good Arlong units, and we just mentioned that like the new Dex Arlong is quite good, especially for this content. Hachan, he's getting a Rumble unit, but I mean, you're not going to use him in content. But then Jinbe also has Koala and Ace in his kit too, which is like, I mean, the new 10th Annie Ace is like one of the best legends in the game, bar none already. And there's plenty of Koala units out there to kind of fulfill the need. So like, I don't know why Jinbe's Swath is like really, really good. Also, like, this is like one of the first end of month banners that have released only one legend in a really long time as well. Like super duper long time, I think it's been.
Yeah, they don't do it very often, but I mean, the fact is that we know that it's a Super Suga coming up. They have done it before,
which definitely could, from what we see, this definitely could be a film red structure, to say the least. But
yeah, it definitely could.
Anything redeeming in Rumble at all?
I have not. I literally haven't read his Rumble at all. Okay. I'm pretty sure
level
it's
5.
bad.
Level 5 abilities. Quick type teammates get HP up 6, speed up 6. If 6 or more quick type characters are on the team, self increase defense level 6. Strength enemies get attack down level 7. And then he's 27 CT. Quick teammates get defense up, shield up. He heals himself. He activates provoke on himself. If 6 or more quick type characters are on the team, targets 2 enemies for HP reduction, and targets strength type enemies for defense, ignoring defense for attack 1.3x. He's a better Sugar.
The special is actually good, but yeah, the Rumble ability like doesn't make use of his potentially good offensive powers.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, you're right. He's very similar to Sugar.
Yeah, like I think he just out and out replaces Sugar, I suppose, because Sugar like did like strength like reduction stuff. So like you probably can out and out replace Sugar because he does debuffs, he buffs, and he does damage. So like, I mean, sure, if you really want to use it like that, then go ahead. But I mean, I'm not even gonna fucking Grand Party. Why are they putting Grand Party in these trash bag units? Man? It's gonna suck, dude. That's it for Jinbe. Like that's probably the fastest legend review we've ever done. But like,
yeah, there's just not a lot to talk about. He just doesn't do a lot.
Like, which I'm just so glad that we are about to head into a bigger celebration because at least like there's more substance for us to kind of discuss in terms of those characters. But I guess that that does segue us in perfectly to the upcoming Super Sugofest for One Piece Day that will be announced, I believe, on the One Piece Day live stream. What's the thoughts there? What's the vibe? What's the vibe going on there?
Man, they could go in so many different directions. Like,
I think
feel like recent anime stuff. I think is probably where it's gonna land.
Yeah, I agree. I think what was it? You and I were saying like the other day, like the whole GARP stuff is gonna happen. So like, there's definitely a lot of potential there for them to release a unit like that. I think
yes, I do agree,
and I think that like that also bodes itself well to releasing. I think again, you and I were saying that most likely that this will be a film red structure, like akin to Uta's release, akin to Gear 5's release, like all this kind of stuff where it does kind of seem like the August/September celebration is usually like this really overtly massive like jump in a really like powerful or just really good character. So I mean a Garb would fit really well here, but I don't know. Like Flame, what do you think for One Piece Day release? What do you think kind of like takes the cake here as a potentially good character to release?
I don't know, man. They always follow the anime schedule, so it's always going to be wonky. So like we could end up getting V10 Shanks, we can get V6 Kid. They maybe drop something like really crazy. Maybe they drop something really unique. But from how it's been for a while, they structure it based off like where the anime's at. So I'm gonna just assume we're gonna get a Shanks Kid at some point. Like there's no way they're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
One Piece Day, the big celebration should be pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be announced on the live stream. I think they said August 10th, I think it was.
Yeah.
Or August 9th, August 10th. And I think it was like, I'm curious though if it's going to be like announced on the live stream then in the game. Because I think the live stream happens before news reset occurs. So I'm very curious to know if that's how they're going to approach it. Where's the image?
Yeah,
here?
so that definitely could be what it is. If I had to guess, but we'll see.
Yeah, here you go. I think they put out a new tweet because the old tweet had the actual time of when it would be announced, but they removed that. But yeah, they said it's in Saturday, August 10th. Did they delete the tweet? No way that Trader Cruz deleted a tweet. They had the time on one of them. Okay, maybe it's not there anymore. But I remember seeing like it was like 4:45 PDT. I think it was. I don't know if that's correct, but
okay.
I recall that for some reason that's in my head as being like one of the times that they had announced at some point. But I would be curious if they were just to like release it, like announce it on the live stream and then release it in the game. That'd be kind of hectic, but I mean,
yeah, because we don't know. They haven't said like an exact time that the banner will be up yet. So yeah, you're right. It could be literally at any point.
Yeah. But yeah, like look, like I don't know. I think that
they could go in so many different ways. Like as we said, like Garp and Cruzarm would be amazing.
Yes.
They could do also Stussy.
Yep.
I could say let's get another Gear 5 Luffy, right?
No, shut
right
up, man.
The memories
shut
of
up.
Straw Hats.
Shut up. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Bro, imagine if they did though. That would be so garbage.
I would actually be like hella upset. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, dude, I would be mad.
Like also like I'm also like gonna be mad if we go to Shanks. Like fuck Stump, obviously. But like if we go to Shanks, I'd be kind of heated as well, because it's like, what's the point in releasing like that unit on anniversary and then releasing it again on for this celebration?
True.
Like I get that they've done it in the past, like I know that, but it's also just like it just feels a bit silly to do that. Like in my head, if they wanted to do the whole kid Shanks thing, they should just super evolve. I think Film Red V1 Film Red Shanks is the earliest one now. The quick Shanks, and then Super Evolve Final Tap Kid. It's the perfect alignment to do both of them at this point now. Like you might as well, you know. So like, I don't see a problem in that. But I guess like there's another like I just don't see, unless they're gonna release a versus unit, then I'm in 100%.
That's true. We haven't had a versus unit since what a while actually.
We haven't had a versus unit this year. We get one a year. That's all you get, I think. So where is the last versus unit actually? Whitebeard versus Blackbeard? No way. That's the last one.
Wow, dude.
Really?
That's wild.
I think that's the last one. Yeah. Whitebeard versus Blackbeard was the last one. Yeah, that was the.
Yeesh.
What's that? That was the 9th of June 23. So actually, it's almost been like a year on the just over a year. So. Maybe have we predicted a Shanks? Honestly, look, if they did somehow they did a Shanks versus Kid, they did a Garp, and they did a Kuzan based. The Shanks versus
that's the other thing though, is that whenever they bring out versus units, they always have like the worst conditions ever for their versus effect, or like the versus effect just isn't worth it. So they need to, if they're going to do a versus unit, they really need to make it good.
They consume 25 slots, and you're like, what the fuck? What am I doing here, man? Like, get me out of here. But yeah, I think if they were to do like a versus unit, they could easily like just release like, let's say Shanks and Kid as a versus unit, but have them as a regular batch legend, and then have like 2 Super Sugofest characters of like Garp and Kuzan, let's say. That's definitely a possibility. I do think though that they would be remiss if they didn't release a Stussy. I think Stussy would sell really well in the grand scheme of things too, especially like the Succubus Stussy as well. Like, I think that would do them dividends to release a unit like that. So,
yeah, you're right. Like I think most likely scenario is it's going to be current anime shit.
Yes,
I feel like
100%.
that's the safest bet. Like if you're a betting man, that's probably what you would say it's going to be.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, then what we've said kind of like falls in line with what it could be.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't do that, like the thing is as well, you got to remember it's a One Piece Day celebration, so
it could be anything.
Yeah, they legit, like, I mean, you think of last year, they did Vivi Rebecca Shirahoshi Manchu. That was the most left field shit ever.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that's another thing as well. The last 2 One Piece days, we get a clash alongside it.
That's true.
So
that's very true.
They could still do like Garp with like a Clash Kuzan or vice versa.
Yeah. I agree.
So that would be kind of cool if they did that.
Yeah, I think I don't know how to word it properly, but they have to also appeal to the audience that's there or watching the live stream too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like it would be so cringe if they're like on this big ass One Piece Day live stream, like, and the One Piece Treasure Cruise, it's gonna be Legend Vivi, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, what the, you know what I mean? Like they got to do something that's like heated, like a heater of like a release as well. Like they have to make it.
Yeah.
Like if they release like a Garp, for example, let's say, I think more people watching the live stream it's gonna like translate into people potentially like downloading and playing the game to get that unit. But like if you're like, oh, we're gonna release a fucking Legend Green Bull, you're like, okay, like what are we doing?
Oh, that would be so bad.
You know what I mean? Like what are we doing here? You know, like we're gonna do some weird shit like that. Like don't do that. Like so. I think they're gonna tread very lightly is all I can really think of. They're gonna do something very nice, but it does put in question that this will release, and then I suppose our next big celebration would be Half Annie, which we've generally also gotten a massive quality of life or gameplay update in Half Annie
that's
times
in
usually.
November.
So like it kind of leads into that too. So we'll have to again wait and see there. But I mean that kind of does segue us into probably the last topic for Treasure Cruise today, of the release of version 14.1. Now, kind of a weird little update that we've just gotten for version 14.1. Primarily, the update kind of revolved around Chopper Man missions for the most part. You had a couple of like bits and bobs of like quality of life things here and there, but what are your initial impressions of 14.1?
I think 14.1 is an update that is primarily geared towards the newer and returning players.
Yes,
and I think that's honestly not terrible. I think that
thing.
what they've done is actually pretty good. They've made it so that, you know, if you're a newer returning player, it gives you something to kind of grind towards, because that's something that a lot of people have kind of had a problem with the game, where they feel like they just log in and they're just competing in TM, Rumble, Kizuna, and it's like an endless cycle of just doing the same shit. But adding these missions into the game gives people a goal. Like, they can go and clear these GARP challenges, which are not really difficult content. Like, you can go ahead and do that, build your teams, and do it at your own pace, earn really good rewards along the way. And I think that's really neat. And the panel missions gives you access to pretty decent characters for free. Like, you get Super Tandem Luffy for free with Super Tandem level 5, mind you.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Bro, hello?
It's actually really
so they got,
good.
Like, they've got that, and then they've got the all the free characters from Rumble as well, which come with Max Rumble.
A whole side team ready to just put together and go. Like, it's also really, really good.
Like, I think they've done a really good job with letting players play the game at their own pace, give them actually something to do. Like, people have been asking for GARP Challenge reset for ages, which they've finally done now. I think that while it's not a great update for like the veteran player in a way, because like they have to redo all this GARP Challenge content, it's kind of tedious. Yes, you get good rewards out of it, but it doesn't feel like this update didn't really bring anything for the veteran player. I would think it's definitely more of a thing that just makes the game like easier for these players, for the beginner returning players. So I think overall it is good. I've seen a lot of positive comments online about it, which is good to see. But overall, I think it's good. I think it's a very solid update. Like, they did. Oh, and another thing, they brought out that new domain expansion mechanic.
Oh yeah. Territory Flame. Have you seen this? Fucking,
I saw you guys tweeting about it.
We got fucking domain expansion, bud. Like, genuinely. So Hiyori, I mean, I guess spoiler, the new I'm not spoiler, Jesus Christ, what am I, fucking anime? The new Grand Feast character will be Hiyori, so 5 and 5+. We do not know how her 5+ skulls will arrive, but it probably would be very similar to Yamato's when that happened. But she comes with a new effect called Territory. And then essentially in-game it states that when a territory effect is applied on the field, it will boost the affected crew/enemy with effects such as attack boost and damage reduction. So it is a scaling boost depending on how many characters fulfill the requirements. So Hiyori's is based upon, I believe it was cerebral characters. And if you have 0 to 1 cerebral characters, you get no boost. And if you have 6 cerebral characters, you get 1.5x boost. Attack boost, that is. And it's a passive buff. Like, it's a flat. It's not like it's
flat,
not an icon.
50% bonus.
Yeah, and then you also get damage reduction. So if you have 6 characters, you get 25% damage reduction. Cool thing is, in co-op, if you use a unit that has territory in co-op, it actually applies to both parties. So it's actually that's a pretty good, like, nice damage buff for both parties. I don't think it mentions if it disappears after a turn, or if it just is consistent.
I think it is
passive.
for 1 turn.
Okay, well, there you go.
And another thing that's interesting that I was thinking about as well is the fact that, like, this is just the buff that Hiyori gives. Like, there could be a new unit that comes out with this effect that, like, if you have 6 of the one class on it, maybe it's a 2 times bonus instead.
Yeah, so I think
like, this is not set.
Yeah, so they mentioned that in future there may be characters that apply different territory effect magnitudes. So it's already, like, kind of labeled as, like, they most likely will be. Also, enemies can do it too, so we actually have fucking domain. This is literally JJK, like the recent chapter, pretty much. Like, fucking.
Oh my god.
Like, enemy territory effects will appear in blue, whereas your ones will appear in red, and it will apply to all enemies. So for them, it's just a flat number. Attack boost X2 and damage taken reduction effect 66%. That's what the enemy can do with territory. So, like, kind of busted. They also like mentioned here like there's like priority. So like territory effects, you can also apply multiple territory effects that target different requirements. Their effects will be applied independently. When a same territory effect is applied on the field, one with the longer duration will take priority. So you can apply one for cerebrals, one for strikers, one for slashes, one for quick potentially in the future, like that kind of stuff, all at the same time.
Gotcha.
So it's a pseudo. It's another like super class, super type beat, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then when crew territory and enemy territory are applied, the one that was applied last will take priority. So it literally is fucking domain expansion, and it's about timing your domain expansion. So like, that's also an interesting mechanic there too, because it's like, okay, so now do I delay in my territory my territory effect to wait for the enemy to use theirs, and I pop mine, then it takes priority? Like, I think it'd be cool. But in the graceful words of our good friend Porky, we're capped at 1 trillion damage, so this doesn't matter. It just does not matter at all, unfortunately. It's a cool mechanic. It's gonna make running things like PKA a lot safer, potentially, because you're gonna get potentially a massive damage buff with territory stuff, which is really good. Teams maybe will become more reliable. And you know, like, that's great and all, but for things like Super Boss, it's kind of a nil factor because we are already hitting 1 trillion damage as it is. So like, yeah, it's kind of give or take. The other thing that I don't think many people noticed or saw was that there's a new mechanic called HP Guard, which was HP Guard. So when the effect of HP Guard, when under the effect of HP Guard, the following HP reducing effects will be reduced or nullified, and then it goes on to list poison, burn, hunger, converting slots that do damage, bleed, pain, poison slots.
So it negates damage from like non-damaging
effects.
Like, okay, yeah, like so
it even
from non-enemy attack.
Crazy part here, HP reduction of rush Sugo specials.
Oh shit, dude!
So like,
they bring in a rush unit that does that.
That's over. It's a wrap. That's the best legend in the game. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the fact that you can have a rush that is not affected by your HP, potentially not affected by HP, so you have to worry about having a lot of HP to do a lot of damage. Like, it's busted. Applicable HP reduction effects may change that prior notice, depending on when the effect of HP Guard wears off. After spending a turn and the timing of when the HP reduction effect happens, certain HP reduction effects will not be reduced / damaged, whatever it is. So like, it also be turn-based, and you know, so like, it reduces or nullifies the damage you receive from exterior. It also says map damage, so that's also a factor there too. But the big part here is the rush. Like, the fact that you potentially could guard HP against rush is like, that makes so many rush legends just even more broken in their own regard. Like, Gear 5, 6+ becomes even more powerful in this situation here. So we'll see. Like, we don't have a unit yet that has this guard, so we'll have to wait and see what goes on there. But those are the two new mechanics that were slid through into the 14.1. But I think Todd, you kind of echoed everything pretty well there in terms of 14.1.
Well, yeah, even another thing that I completely forgot about, the fact that they have now the ability to like auto build your rumble teams, like that, like it is a little wonky, like it's not perfect, but being able to build recommended teams based on the characters in your box, where it like compares like the most common characters you'll see in Rumble, and then it builds the team for you. So if you don't really know, like, a lot of new players jump into the game and like they start to understand the game, and then they get access to Rumble, and they're like, holy shit, this is like a completely new game, and they can just build a team for you. I think is a really good thing. So
yeah,
overall, yeah, just great quality of life updates for newer and beginner and returner players, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's really, really good. I think it actually definitely does pose like interesting bits of content as well, potentially. Like, building auto edit teams and trying to fight like the new like challenge missions and stuff could be pretty fun. I think also there's like a few other things. Like, I want to mention, like, the panel missions are really, really cool in principle, but again, I sound like a broken record every single time, but it all depends on how often they update these and they release new ones and go on from there. Like, I think because what they released with the first 2 here is actually incredible. You know, and we don't say that often, right? Like the fact that you're releasing an entire Rumble team for new players and even for old players, get a bunch of characters that they can use for level limit break. They released like as part of the side team, like PvP Legend Anil was given out, which is like has never happened, I don't think, to give out a kind of character like that in the first place. So like that's also really good. Plus all those characters come at max potential abilities. So like there might be players that have the legend but don't have them as max potential abilities. So like that's also really, really good too. And as you said before, Super Tandem Luffy, the OG Dex one, that's incredible as well. Like a max Super Tandem is nuts. Mind you, that's also a big fuck you to every single player that pulled on 6+ because like, you know, they've just given us another one at Super Tandem 5. But at the same time, like we still haven't got the skulls yet, but we're assuming we're gonna get the skulls in One Piece. But that also reminds me, you made a great point. They gave out V1 straw hats during one of the panel missions. The size straw hats.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that, like, and it's a really good idea. They could be getting a 6+ as well. It's a big chance they could get a 6+ on top of everything because like, it just would make sense, right, for One Piece Day.
A previous One Piece Day release unit.
Getting a Super Evo would make a lot of sense to me. So, like, I'm super down for that too. What else is there? There was also one other thing there where, like, I think, like, it obviously isn't fully announced yet, but, like, we do know that there will be the extra, what's the tab called? The event tab, sorry, in co-op will be versus PKA Ace for the first one. And there are missions for clearing, like, I think it's like 30, 50, 80, 100, and then 150 or 120 or something like that. So, like, I'm assuming they're the difficulty levels you have to go clear. That would be my guess. But
then again, what's the incentive to doing
that's
it?
Correct.
That's
exactly right.
That's what I'm
like.
asking.
What are the drops? Yeah. Are the drops PKA drops? Are they co-op drops? Are we going to get stones? Are we going to get like bonus stones because it's an event? Will it drop like maybe could drop the characters, dupes? This I don't know. So we'll have. It's definitely again another wait and see moment. But you know, we look forward to that. But again, overall 14.1. Like final thoughts, like. It's a positive. Like, it's a step. It's a step in a direction, you know, whether that's forward or to the side. I don't think it's a backward step, though, which I think is a good thing for once. You know, I think it's, mind you, also, the game does feel snappier. It really does. You know, I think somebody mentioned it last night, but, like, the load times feel a little better, which is really interesting to me. I think even small things like, when you go to PKA and you hit the mission button, it actually just pops up the Chopper Man missions now, as opposed to kicking you back out to the home menu and then opening them up there. So those small kind of things there, like, speed up the gameplay a little bit more, which is really good.
That is nice.
And then also in the co-op missions, it's really cool now. Like it'll actually show you your progress in those missions. So say 16 out of 24 missions done, you know, and you can see when you've completed certain tabs and stuff, and you can like open and close those like larger sets of missions and stuff too. So like overall, like a really, really good direction. And then there's also the coming soon button in the Chopper Man missions. So we don't know what that's going to provide us or what that could be. But
yeah, we don't really know.
Probably like event-based missions, maybe for like anniversaries or big celebrations. That would be my guess. But you know,
it could be.
We'll have to, you know, potentially wait and see on that one there. But
I mean, like they wouldn't put something in there for like no reason. I feel like so. Like they have a plan for it, so we just don't know exactly what the coming soon tab's about.
Especially like to make it like a special themed, like it's for like the rainbow themed one, and like, you know, like it's all like pretty and shiny as well. Like you'd have to put something like pretty good in there to like kind of like suffice it, I suppose. But yeah, 14.1,
I hope so.
Good update, not too bad. But that's Treasure Cruise. We have no in other news for Treasure Cruise because nothing's going on. I mean, there is potentially the medals, but like, you know, we talk about those a little later if we really want to, I suppose. Or we can talk PK and the news. How about that? But all right, what's happening in the real world? I know the two of you had a few things that potentially wanted to unpack here, so by all means, take it away.
Okay, so the big thing that I wanted to talk about that made me so mad is Nintendo announced that the Mystery Dungeon was going to be on Nintendo Switch Online, the Red Rescue Team.
Yep.
So that's cool, but where the fuck are the other games, the mainline series games for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance?
Oh god, here we go. Yeah.
I am so mad that they went ahead and did that. Like, okay, you know what? It's cool. Red Rescue Team, that's a nice addition. I get it. But I don't understand how the Switch and the Switch Online system has been on there for so long. You literally cannot like find these cartridges for Pokemon at a reasonable price these days.
Yeah.
So you're kind of left to either, fork out a bunch of cash to play these games or emulate, which I'm sure Nintendo don't love.
Yep.
It is what it is, man. I don't
Yeah,
understand it. Like, is there some licensing issue that is preventing them from doing it? Even if they put them out there for like $20, people will fucking buy them. It's crazy.
It is crazy because I wonder how many times people have bought like Pokemon Yellow on the various Nintendo consoles, because you could buy it on like the Wii.
Yeah, because they did it on the 3DS shop and stuff like that.
Exactly. Like you could buy it on the Wii, you could buy it on the Wii U, you could buy it on like each of the 3DSs and all their respective shops. Like, I'm shocked that they haven't done something like that yet.
I don't get why they're like so reluctant to release those games. Like, not even like it's not even like people are asking for like Fire Red and Leaf Green. Like, bro, they're asking for like Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
you know what I mean? But like, I wonder if you are right. Like, maybe it is like it's a Game Freak licensing issue potentially, where
that's the only thing that makes sense.
Where
I
like
just don't
want it to be quote unquote emulated officially. They want it to only ever be released as like a product or like a standalone kind of release or something like that. That could be.
So you think it's kind of like a 6+? I mean, on Dual Legends can't 6+ type of thing.
Potentially, actually. Maybe.
Oh yeah, where they said that Dual Legends can't 6+, and then then they actually do it. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a throwback. When I literally asked them that question, they said that it was not possible. Next minute
they do it. I wonder. I wonder if like even like, you know what they could do? Like, what if they just like, instead of having the Nintendo Switch Online stuff, why don't they just release like a Pokemon launcher on the Switch, right? And like charge like $80 for it or a monthly subscription, and it just gives you access to every Pokemon game from the past. Like, I don't see a reason. Like, people would still buy that. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, people are going to continuously keep buying Pokemon over and over and over again because they love Pokemon. They love playing it on a more modernized. But right now, like, it's just a matter of, you're right. Like, people are just emulating the shit out of it. Now that like the Apple Store fucking you can like download emulators now on the Apple Store or some shit. It's like, yeah, fuck it. People are just downloading Pokemon and playing on their iPhones now. So like, it's everyone can do it.
Wii Ball.
Exactly, everyone can do it now. So it's like, you're not like hiding or like, like making it harder for anyone or anything. So like, just release it officially and provide it to people that want to just play it. Plain and simple, So I feel you. I feel you a lot.
That was something that really pissed me off. And like, I can understand them not doing DS games because I don't know, like logistically how they would even implement DS games. I mean, unless if you ditch the bottom screen and make the bottom screen accessible via some other fashion, I don't really get it. But like the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, like it's not that hard. I mean, they literally, the way that they implement their current games from Game Boy and Game Boy Advance systems is literally they emulate it on the Switch itself. Like, it's not a hard thing to implement. So I don't know why they haven't done it, and it really pisses me off because I don't have my my Game Boy consoles over here in the States, and I want to play
Pokemon. Yeah. That makes sense as well.
Yep.
Well, like I wonder the decision to like I suppose I wonder what the decision process to like put Mystery Dungeon on the Nintendo Switch Online. Like, why?
Yeah, that's just, it was really left field and out of the blue. I don't know.
They just randomly announced it at like 9 o'clock at night.
Was it just like
there wasn't even like there wasn't even a forewarning that it was going to happen. It was just like, oh, by the way, this is happening. By the way,
did you guys ever play Mystery Dungeon?
I did.
Yeah, the one that they're releasing is actually really fucking good.
Okay, there you go. That's a positive at least then. Just had,
it was the first Mystery Dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I did also notice. I think I saw it because you replied to it, but like Game Freak seems to be hiring, like doing a mass like hiring in soon or whatever it is too. Which like obviously like you can read into as much as you bloody want, but like maybe it's a sign they're actually looking to potentially expand out their capabilities to do more. But I don't know. Maybe you're reaching too much on that one too. So it's an interesting hiring thing. It's labeled towards those in their like mid career. So it's not like interns or graduates or whatever. So it's people with actual experience they're looking for. If they've got any international jobs open up, fuck it, we ball, right? I'll go apply for Game Freak and I'll become the new leakers on.
You'll become the new leakers award, yes sir.
But it is interesting. I hope. Do you think it lends towards the new Switch coming? Because isn't there also potentially meant to be some sort of announcement of a Switch 2 meant to be releasing at some point, somewhere, sometime? I remember it being talked about a long time ago, so surely that's also going to be happening at some point too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Switch is 7 years old now. Crazy to think about that, right?
Switch that's fucked.
Is really close to being a decade old.
That's so cooked, man.
Yeah, man.
Switch is older than the podcast.
I think the Switch is at. Yeah, man. Oh shit! Our podcast. It's almost our podcast's birthday as well. I totally forgot. I think next podcast that will be 5 years old. I've totally forgot about that too. There you go. But look, I think that cool that adding stuff to Switch Online. That's always gonna be positive. But just add Pokemon, man. Just add Pokemon. Make a standalone Pokemon thing. Just do more. That's what everyone wants at the end of the day. So that's all we're
do it, cowards.
Yeah, fucking pussies. Let's see here. August 21st was when we made the channel, and then the first episode was released. Please mute this website. I don't know when. The first episode was released on August 31st. Damn, we were nice with it. We released it on the end of August. That's hella clean. Damn, I'm looking at the old thumbnail. Fuck me, dude. That's throwback thumbnail. Sorry, not thumbnail, but splash screen. Had Clash. You had Clash Jinbe in the top right. Not Jinbe, Clash Judge in the top right. And then you used to edit the Chopper Man mission text. This one said the first one was Pool Sugofest exclusive carrot. Fucking straight bait every single time. Oh, the good old days. Was there anything else that's happened in the world? I know we keep saying it, but it's it's
in a little quick other news.
Yeah, hit it.
That Sun Wukong game is gonna be releasing, I think, by the next podcast.
Okay.
So is it really?
Yeah, it comes out the 20th, I believe.
Oh, so it'll be right before. So it'll be out by the time I guess the podcast airs.
Yes.
When we talk next, it will not be out though.
Yeah, so that's something cool that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Yes, sir. Definitely hopping on that.
Like Todd said earlier in the very beginning of the podcast, well, at least for me and him, some of the people listening, football just is starting up. We had,
man, can't wait.
They had their first preseason game yesterday. It got rained out. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, wait, I didn't actually catch the game. I don't know the rules exactly. So they stopped play because it rained too much, or was it actually a lightning issue?
Pussy, man.
I didn't watch get up to that part, but I think the weather conditions got really it was unplayable. It was bad.
That's wild.
And I figured they probably figured it's preseason. It's not even worth it. People get hurt. So yeah, that's something exciting for the next couple of months that we're gonna have.
That's actually one thing about the NFL. I guess it's most sports that have preseason games. Preseason games are so garbage. I hate watching preseason games.
Yep.
Yeah.
I despise it. I mean, I get why they have it, but also it's I'm not watching that shit. No thanks.
It's my least favorite thing, especially watching soccer. Preseason games is just purely just get players fit again, test new tactics, whatever it is. But you have these Delulu fans that are oh, we're back, baby. It's bro, it's fucking preseason, you dumb nut.
Yeah, cool your jets, buddy.
You're versing some Div 6 Italian side, and you're beating them 17-0, and you're oh, we're back, and you're yeah, no shit, idiot. You better be beating them by fucking 16-0, you weirdos. But preseason is always fun. I think I don't know I think the reason why I like the I guess like the football praise and stuff because you also have like the transfer market that goes on in the background as well. So it's like you have all this like really exciting news, and then you get to see the players like move up and do all that kind of stuff. But
I haven't asked. What team do you support in the NFL? Flame.
Ooh.
I like the Bengals.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
Bengie.
I didn't expect that.
Yes, I'm a Cincinnati boy.
Are you from Cincy, or you just like Cincy?
Nah, I just like Cincy.
Okay, you like Mr. Joey B?
Yes, and I like his new haircut. Actually, I don't know how I feel about it.
Like it was like the bleach blonde.
Yeah, he basically looks like Slim Shady.
Yeah, and then he shaved it. Yeah, it's weird.
The old Slim Shady comeback.
So yeah, I mean that's it on that end. Dokkan just had their producer letter last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's chat about that.
They dropped some info about the sync. It's gonna happen when the worldwide download celebration starts in like a few weeks. But they dropped a bomb. They're dropping there was a LRUI Goku that just came out on Japan like a month ago or a few weeks ago. They just said like, hey, he's coming out in like 5 days, so get ready. We're literally like mid anniversary right now, so no one has gems.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty crazy.
They're gonna make a lot of money.
Drops heat, refuses to elaborate, leaves.
Yeah, they just I saw a Twitter post about it. Apparently the global Dokkan the anniversary is made like 63 mil or something. They said it's like the most.
What?
Like, yeah, it's like some crazy shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, most for like a celebration or something, some shit like that.
That's crazy. Like that. This 1 month of Dokkan has probably made like all that Treasure Cruise has ever made on global, like ever for Treasure Cruise. Like that's probably what's happened. I don't know the math behind it, but I wouldn't be surprised if this like 1 month in Dokkan has made all of like Treasure Cruise Global's combined revenue over the last 10 years.
In July on Dokkan, so July Dokkan Global made 23 million.
Okay.
JP in July made 10 million. But then JP in February made 33 million.
Okay, I found it. That was quick. Here, this is what I was looking at.
What? That's so much money.
That's insane, dude. We're gonna be playing Dokkan until we're like 80. I'm convinced.
Probably.
63.
We're about to get
That's so much money, dude.
I know.
I
throw him like a good 200 in that.
But like,
holy shit,
that's so much money. Like, that's so much money, dude. 9th anniversary, JP 52 million, global 63 million. What the fuck?
Yeah, total 115 mil.
Like, that's that's cooked, dude. What are we doing here?
Dudes made 60 mil and they still don't drop content to the game.
Treasure Cruise in July made global Treasure Cruise in July made 600K.
Holy.
Our best month.
Holy shit.
I mean, from the data that's like present here in August. That was my god. Gear 5 release was August last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
correct.
So.
Yeah, so we made 5 mil on global in August last year. And we made 12 mil on JP. So that was Gear 5. The biggest, like, the biggest thing that happened to One Piece made 17 mil. And then these guys drop a casual $115 million. Oh my god. That's way too much money. That's actually a lot. That's an obscene number of money. My days, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, so yeah, they're popping off with that.
Dokkan is cooking, mate. Hey, biggest revenue decrease was Jujutsu Kaisen and Phantom Parade. Hold that. Oh, that's right. Zenless Zone Z. Did you play that, Flame? Did you play ZZZ?
I tried it. I didn't like it.
I never gave it a shot.
Well, it made $31 million in July. So, and it also made $68.8 million in China. So, fuck me. God.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, dude. Well, fucking anime fans are cooked. We're all so cooked, dude. We're just fucking be spending money. Yeah, made 68 mil. What is Love and Deep Space? Oh, that's a hot boy. What?
Hey yo.
Some hot hentai. Like, no, it's not even. It's Chinese. What the fuck is this? This shit made hella money. It made fucking $35 million. Naruto Mobile made $24 million. What? Oh, it's in China. Okay. I was gonna say like, it's a new Naruto game. Nah, man, it's just in China. Yeah, Dokkan Global, 23 mil. Dokkan made more than a Honkai and Genshin in July. That's saying something too, because those games are just money farms, pretty much. Very impressive to say the least.
I saw something that was actually really interesting. Where, like, if you look at the release schedule of when these games do updates, so it's like Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, and then the new game, ZZZ, whatever it's called, ZZZ. If you look at the release schedule of like when they release updates, so like Genshin releases an update, then the next week Star Rail releases an update, then the week after that ZZZ does an update, then they have a week off, and then it goes in a cycle. So they have like a month. So like basically they have it so that 3 out of the 4 weeks of a month, they are covering new updates. Yeah, that's with really, these 3 games.
Yeah, wow. Okay, that's actually really interesting.
They're literally controlling the world, the gacha world.
I mean, look, ZZZ made 68 mil. That's rank 1. Then you have ZZZ Global made 31 mil. So that's already $100 million in July. And then you have Honkai Global made 21 mil. Nothing's going on in Honkai right now. Then you made Honkai China made 19 mil. Then Genshin China made 19 mil. Then Genshin Global made 18 mil. Wuthering Waves China made 16 mil. Then Wuthering Waves Global made 13 mil. That's like $400 million.
Yep.
Like $300 million made in a single month on like just some of Tencent. And that's like, there's so many other Tencent games as well. They're just out there like doing, Hoyoverse games, I should say, sorry. That are out there doing crazy shit too. So it's like, okay, they're kind of cooking right now. And good on them. Why not? If you can. Absolutely. All right.
Wild.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Look, I haven't got anything else to talk about. If we want to, go straight to questions here, I'm absolutely down. Like, we got nothing's kind of happening here at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow week, to be honest.
Oh, rest in peace, Madoka Magica Gacha game that got end of service. Just in case anyone cared.
Oh, did it?
Just in case anyone cared.
Yeah, and Rip My Hero.
Rip My Hero, Rip Bozo. Hold that also. Fuck you. Is that... Hold on, wait a minute. In other news, Madoka Magica got fucking Rip Bozo. There you go. And then Rip My Hero. I don't know. Do you guys care at all for the My Hero stuff at all?
I mean, I saw some of the stuff from the chapter. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't really care too much for My Hero.
Does Deku marry the Ochoka Doku girl? Do they fall in love? Nope. Say no? What the fuck's the point?
Do you care if we drop spoilies or?
I don't care.
Well, I got a text from my friend. He said Deku ended up jobless, bitchless, and quirkless.
Oh my god!
They did him dirty.
How? You know what? He's probably a fucking teacher. He's probably the teacher at the academy now. I guarantee you.
So big L for my boy.
No, honestly, he holds that. Ochoa loved him from the very fucking start, dude. So I don't know what. Idiot, stupid. I guess in other news for me, I went and read. I found summaries. This is so random. I've always one of my favorite series is Rascals and Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Let's go! New season announced.
Yeah, they got the university arc is going to be a TV series, which is really good. But I went and read synopsises. Synopsi? What's the plural of synopsis?
I guess synopsis works.
I read multiple synopsis of the light novels, like up until the most recent, like light novel like 13. That show is fucking crazy. that media, it everything changes. It gets a bit like scary. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was getting scared reading it at like 1 a.m. man. I had to like hold my teddy bear, but it was like, that's a really good media product. I'll tell you that much for free. But
I actually haven't seen. I think there's 2 movies. I think I haven't seen either of them.
There's like Knapsack Kid, and there's like the one about his sister.
Yeah, I have to watch those. Like
both those movies were good, but like the light novel is so base. But then the annoying part is that the guy who writes it refuses to get them fucking translated. He's like, I don't want them translated. So he just sits to some god tier human being on the subreddit, just reads the Japanese and then provides like this like 4,000 word essay on the summary of what happens. You actually know what's going on.
Oh my god!
What a based ass person. But I think the new light novel 14 comes out in like a week, so like it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Okay.
But that's what I've done. Otherwise, I've done.
I saw that they released an anime trailer for that Sakamoto Days or whatever.
Yeah, man.
I know you've been talking about that forever.
Yeah, man. Get keen. I'm telling you, that Sakamoto Days is gonna be. I just hope they don't fuck it up, man. That's all I hope. I hope they don't fuck it up. Netflix is gonna fuck it up. I already know. But yeah, Sakamoto Days manga is getting very close to the end as well. I think it is. I think we're like towards the final arc now. I know Knight would probably agree. But yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. So I'd be a big fan of it. So I think the anime is gonna be really fun as well, to say the least. One thing we haven't talked about it in a while, actually, unless there's nothing to talk about there, is TCG stuff. Anything been happening in the One Piece?
Nah,
TCG speed?
not really.
No, not really.
Understood.
It's been pretty chill.
Noted. All right. I guess, without further ado, from everyone's favorite section in other news as well, I should actually mention. Metal Shop for OPTC, cringe. The limited units are a bunch of units that were available on the tickets anyway that we got from logging in. So like, if you didn't get certain units like the Makino, Hina, and there's one more, I can't remember who it is. Somebody else.
Toshigi,
that's it. If you didn't get them, I would definitely recommend picking them up. They're pretty good supports just to have in the back end. And then also, to talk about the PKA stuff. So, Bandai made an attempt in making it better, but didn't really do anything with it. So, what they did was they changed it so that more turtles, the turtle thing will drop. Hime turtles have a higher chance of dropping at level 150 for the mini bosses as well. And you might be thinking, oh, that's great. But the reality is, for you to get the mini bosses to level 150, it's a fucking effort. Like, it's probably more of an effort to get them to 150 than to just skip it all entirely. Like, it's actually crazy. So,
yeah.
They tried to fix it. They didn't really do much. I have noticed, like, I've done now, what is it here? I've done now, like, 3 runs post 150, and I've got Himes on each of those runs. So, I don't know if I'm just super duper lucky right now, or they have kind of they've increased the drop rate a bit. But, I mean, I'm now at 10 Himes on day 6. So, like, I don't know how much. I don't know if they've done anything or if they haven't, but my fingers are crossed that they have done something post 150. So fingers crossed there. But that's all I can really provide there. But from the show into everyone's favorite section into the shout outs. Woohoo! Hey. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and Flame. What are they commenting today?
Luna.
In the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed today's episode, while you're there, you can also hit the join button. Support us financially, plenty of different tiers. It helps out a great deal. And I want to give a shout out to our GGP producer of Alexander Wisniewski, our perfect member of Bryan, Kisa, McDermott, our great members of MyDrunkenMoneky, And our good members of Ryoiin, Stump D, Gacha, Red Halo, Dr. E Recshin, Wankafella, Mike Shallow, Derry Jackson, and Kiri Karasu. Thank you guys for the continued
Appreciate
support.
it, lads.
We greatly appreciate it. You know, and then from everyone's favorite section into the shout outs, into everyone's actual favorite section, it is the Q&A.
Q&A.
If you have any questions, you can send them through to us on Twitter at GGP Podcast or via our YouTube community tab. First question comes in from @Twants, @Tony. He asks, if you were to recast any movie, what movie and who would you cast?
Ooh. Okay. All right.
What's the vibe here? I think this question's kind of akin to we didn't talk about it because I don't really care about it that much, but like the announcement at San Diego Comic-Con of the new Avengers films and how RDJ will be Doctor Doom. I think this is where it stems from.
That is weird that they are doing that.
It is very odd. I'm curious to see how they tie it together. It'd be very interesting.
It's either gonna be like craziest thing of all time or like really weird.
Or just everyone just ignores his face just entirely. Just he's a new guy.
They're gonna have the mask on the entire movie. Fuck it. I was gonna say new Superman movie, Henry Cavill.
Oh,
okay.
Please. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen like the actor who's playing the new Superman movie. I haven't seen anything that dude's been in, but just visually, I am not a fan of what it looks like so far. But I'll reserve judgment until we see trailers and the actual, movie itself. But at face value, I'm not that excited for what they've got cooking thus far. But they could potentially, in terms of a recast, Danny DeVito as Batman.
Oh, come on. Honestly, like, I'm down. Run it. Fuck it, we ball, right? Have some fun with it.
I haven't really thought of anything that's like, oh shit, they should recast like X person as this person. Like,
yeah, I don't think I'm into film / like that kind of stuff enough to like be able to like comfortably be like, oh, I think that X person should have actually been in this role because they were more suited for it.
There are definitely movies that I avoid when I see certain actors, though, like The Rock. I hate basically every movie with The Rock in it.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Like, I just can't get into it. I don't vibe with it. So, like recast anything with him in it to someone else, then I probably would be more into it.
Yep. No, I mean, I agree with that. That's a good answer then. I don't know, Flame. Do you have anything? Anything you're gonna do
on a non-meme side?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly who I would pick, but I would 100% recast like the entire cast of that new Borderlands movie coming out next week because that shit is awful. Like they have freaking Kevin Hart as Roland, and the I forgot her name, but the girl from Freaky Friday as Patricia Tannis. That's like
Lindsay
insane.
Lohan.
No, the other one, the older one.
Oh, the older one.
Oh my god, why am I forgetting her name?
Oh yeah, what the
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee. Yeah, it's like the worst casting of all time. So yeah, that entire cast needs to go.
How do you even make a fucking Borderlands movie?
I don't know, dude. It's gonna be really bad.
Like what? How do you cast? Like how do you what? I don't know, man. It seems a bit odd. Like Borderlands movie just seems a bit peculiar, but I don't know.
Yeah,
seems really interesting there. We'll see. Oh, we didn't talk about. Do you want to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, Todd?
Oh yeah. So I don't think anyone here's seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet at all.
No, go for it though.
But yeah, dude. The thing is the MCU has been in a real struggle since Endgame. They have struggled to make like just fun, engaging movies that people can actually get attached to. Like a lot of the films, they've been trying to introduce new characters, and they're not what Marvel was before, and they're just trying too hard to make it work. And what they did with Deadpool, like Deadpool is just so much fun. Like it's definitely not one of the best Marvel movies ever made, but man, it was a good watch. Would definitely want to go watch it again. I mean, just the entertainment value of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, like literally in terms of casting, like he was born to play that character.
Yeah,
like, I can't like separate Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, same way as I cannot separate Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. And just because of that, those two actors work so well together on screen. And also they brought amazing cameos as well. So with the way that the multiverse kind of works now with the MCU, they were able to do some really cool stuff because like there's been a lot of Marvel movies in the past, but they don't have any um like overlap with the actual current timeline of the MCU where it started with Iron Man and they went into Avengers. There were Marvel movies before that, like how there were like the other Spider-Man movies with like Tobey Maguire and who's the other guy?
Andrew Garfield.
Yes, correct. And how they brought them into that recent Spider-Man movie. And basically in Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a part in the movie where they go to this void, which is like where the TVA, which is the agency that governs the timeline, they purge timelines away that are like branching out or basically causing problems. Okay. And because of that, they have this cesspool of characters that have been in other Marvel films that they brought into Deadpool and Wolverine. It was so cool to see, like Blade Wesley Snipes' Blade was in the film. Wow, Elektra from the original Deadpool movie. There was also Channing Tatum as Gambit. Again, because like way back in the day, Channing Tatum was in talks to play that Marvel character, but it never basically went through. And then they just brought him into this movie to play this one cameo scene, which is crazy cool. It was really enjoyable. And the thing is as well is because Fox were the people who basically owned the X-Men before Disney had bought it back from them. Yeah. They did their own things with the X-Men films, but the one thing is we never saw comic book accurate Wolverine costume with the mask and all of that, and they finally did it in this film. And it was just like fan service after fan service, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. So if you're a big fan of that kind of thing, yeah, you'll love it.
That's good. Like I'm looking like you are right. Like I think like my friends and I, like we heavily like when we were like leading up to like I guess what do they call it, the first saga of the MCU or whatever it's called,
like phase one.
Phase one, sorry, yeah. Like we would watch every MCU movie. We'd go every single time as one. We like the whole gang would pull up to the cinema, would watch it, would get excited, would like theorize afterwards. Then watching like Endgame and you know it was like a massive thing. But then afterwards like, we all just stopped because it just wasn't. No one was really like enthralled really to like go and go watch any more of them. So like I hope that like what they've done with this Deadpool film kind of leans into potentially what they're gonna do with these two, because I think they announced 2 Avengers movies at this San Diego Comic-Con. So like, and I mean I trust RDJ to do a really good job anyway, but I think like it's gonna be really weird to see how the fuck do they pull it off.
Like, well, I know the way that they're doing these next Avengers films is like the exact same way that they did Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah. So they've got the Doomsday movie, which is going to be debuting first, and then 12 months later, they're going to release the other one. So these 2 movies are one storyline together. Right. And this storyline of the Secret Wars, I looked up a lot of this stuff because I was interested in the Doctor Doom character. Yeah. And the whole thing of it is basically Doctor Doom is like the main villain of the Secret Wars, and he basically ends up controlling the multiverse and basically brings all these timelines together just to have like a big battle arena in this big area with all of these villains and superheroes. And then it basically comes down to like them eventually taking out Doctor Doom to put the timeline back to normal. And basically Secret Wars was always one of the plans that they had, but that was going to be way later down on the line. They eventually were going to do the thing with Kang.
That's what I thought it was going to happen.
But then obviously they had the Jonathan Majors incident with his like the domestic abuse or whatever. He was basically fired from Marvel. So they basically threw all their plans out the window for that whole like saga. So they're like pivoting to introduce Doomsday now and introduce the Fantastic Four, which is coming out I think next year. So that's all, like Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom are the 2 big characters in the Secret Wars like storyline. So it's fun, and a lot of people will say as well that in terms of Marvel storylines, the Secret Wars is like one of the top 2 or 3 best storylines in the whole Marvel library. So the fact that they're getting into this it's exciting. So I have high hopes for this, and you know they've got the right people at the helm to steer this ship. So I do think that it's going to be good. I just hope that you know the whole RDJ as Doctor Doom is like the weird thing.
Yeah,
I don't know how that's going to work.
I did see like I haven't read into it at all, so I don't know if it's true or not. But I did see like there was like theory, like there were like OG theories that like Doctor Doom and Iron Man were like connected somehow. If you like, and it like kind of is in reference to like the mask that like Doctor Doom wears and Iron Man wears. Like there's like theories that like it's like the predecessor for Iron Man was Doctor Doom. I don't know. It's like some sort of weird combination of that, since they are potentially linked somehow. But it's just gonna be really odd. Like, is like how the fuck like what happens when Doctor Doom takes his mask off in front of like the Avengers? Like, wait a minute,
right?
You fucking died. Like, especially like Spider-Man, like Spider-Man's gonna fucking have like a fucking aneurysm. And like, bro, you died, brother. Like, what?
Well, that's the thing as well. Is like Doctor Doom, like because he gets like scarred from some incident. I can't remember exactly like what happens, but he gets like scarred and like really damaged, and he basically permanently wears the mask. So because they've got Robert Downey Jr. as this character, like because it's such a big name actor, like are they gonna make it so that he has to? He's gonna show his face a lot? I really hope that isn't the case because comic book accurate Doctor Doom keeps that suit on forever.
Keep that shit on. You know,
he stays strapped.
He stays that shit on him.
They're just gonna say it's the multiverse, bro.
Yeah, like in a different timeline, Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark actually became Doctor Doom as opposed to Iron Man or some bullshit like that, right? Like that's probably what it's gonna be like. So
unless if they just say, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's just like because Victor Von Doom is the character name. Like it could just be like, you know, it's got nothing to do with Tony Stark at all. It's just gonna be like it's this person.
I think like it's gonna like while they can like present it like that, right, in the film, but it's like as like a consumer watching it, it's just gonna be really odd to sit there and be like, so I have to basically 10 years of heartbreak with Tony Stark and Iron Man. I have to just throw that out the window because they're not the same person, even though it's the same face, right? And maybe like that's our fault as consumers because like it's the same thing as like Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, right? Like you see Daniel Radcliffe, you associate him to Harry Potter, you know what I mean? So like it's one of those things. So, but I guess this is different because it's like it was Iron Man in the same media property. That's like saying like, oh yeah, Harry Potter turns into Voldemort. So Daniel Radcliffe becomes Voldemort or some shit, right?
Yeah,
like,
that just doesn't work.
That's like Elijah Wood. Whenever I see him, I'm like, oh, Frodo.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So you're just like, you can't really do that, I suppose. But I mean, we'll see. I think it'd be good. You know, back to the Q&A, I suppose. I'll definitely have that as its own little timestamp. Marvel stuff. Next question from Dr. Foxy. D Foxy, he asks, what new updates except Super... Oh my god, we need to talk about Super TM. Super TM.
Oh, well, we'll have more to talk about that
when it happens.
Anyway.
What new updates... what new update except Super TM that you think that Bandai is going to push to make the game even more depressing because fixing the game isn't in the agenda, I guess. I don't know if...
I mean... Yeah.
I don't think Bandai, in this point, kind of... This is going to sound dumb, but I don't think they kind of see it as the game's bad, if that makes sense. I don't know if maybe that's an outlandish thing to say, but like, I feel like they see it as like, the game's functioning, it's doing what it needs to do, it's generating, like, it's generating a consistent revenue for the One Piece IP. Like, so it's just gonna be a matter of how do they the updates are gonna be potentially focused around, updates are always gonna be focused around new players, or how do they generate more revenue? That's the two versions of updates. Right now, we've got the update that's new players. Super TM is gonna be how do we generate more revenue? Then there'll be another update where it's quality of life, so new players, and there'll be another update where it's how do they generate more revenue? Because like, while the CMMs are awesome, if you really think about it, we're getting potentially around, I think it's 300 gems, which is awesome, but it's 6 multis. So it's cool because a lot of gems, but in the grand scheme of things, 6 multis is nothing. with how often they release legends and characters in Sugofest, 6 multis is not a lot in the overarching sense. So you have to kind of take the good with the bad and just look at these updates as a means of how do they generate revenue, and then how do they kind of support new players coming to the game. Because like new players coming to the game ends up becoming revenue. It's that pipeline of the more new players they can bring in, the more potential revenue they can earn based upon the new players themselves. That's kind of my 2 cents of it. I don't know if you have anything to add there as well.
I mean, I just think that it's hard to see them like doing any fixing, because we just one thing that they just need to fix Kizuna. That's one thing they need to pivot to. Right. Kizuna is one thing that just needs to be fixed. It's so bad right now. I feel like they've done enough buffs to TM, but the issue with TM, they just need to make the boosted list better. That's basically all they need to do to make TM actually good.
Yep.
And then, I mean, Grand Party still fucking sucks. So
yeah, like they just need to, like, if they want to make the game better, they need to update all the game modes and just change the rewards to make them more modernized, and that's a step in a good direction. Otherwise, like, continuously updating TM because it's the cash cow doesn't do anything at all.
Correct. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
Like, we know that TM's a cash cow, but like, you have to update Kizuna, like updating Kizuna, like updating to be able to hit 1 trillion damage, or sorry, more than 1 trillion damage in Kizuna, fantastic. Capping damage at 1 trillion is stupid. Like, Kizuna would be so much cooler if you could just do like 3-4 trillion damage or whatever it is. You know, like, it'd be so much more fun. Like, making the bosses go above 1 trillion, awesome update. Makes it more engaging to players in Alliance and compete together. But capping it at 1 trillion literally means, like, I think like there were positions in the end for our Alliance in Kizuna where like the boss had like 18 trillion HP or whatever it was, and you're like, okay, so I just now need to just do 18 runs in a row just to clear this boss, which is just isn't fun. And it also means that like the whole idea of the Alliance boost is irrelevant, because like I think it was like you and I could probably hit 1 trillion damage without an Alliance boost anyway. So it's like, we don't really need to have people jump in to like support us. So it's like, basically just like, it becomes a single player mode again. It's like, oh, that's not fun. So yeah, that's what I think. All right.
And let's do over 1 trillion, please.
Yeah, I know. It'd be so much more fun. So much more fun. Getting an Alliance boost. Imagine like Alliance boost like 1.5x. Plus, like, you do like 4 trillion damage with the one, you know, you can hit like 6-7 trillion. It'd be awesome. I think like, what was it? Like, Stump was saying, like, for the team that they made for their Alliance, like, Yamato Final Tab was hitting like 3 or 4 trillion herself.
Holy shit.
You know what I mean? So it's like, come on. Why is that being reduced now to like 1.0001 trillion? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, hopefully they figure that out at some point. They remove. I doubt they will, but hopefully they do. Next question from Monkey Indo 1. They say, do you think the gameplay itself is getting harder and more complicated to play? I liked Kizuna when it was simple gimmicks and more power, but now it seems the amount of gimmicks ruins the experience, especially when I want to use different units and not the same free spirit and cerebrals. That's a fair point. A lot of free spirit units have released in recent time.
I don't think it's really gotten complicated per se. The game's gotten bloated with like all the different gimmicks.
That's a great word to use. It's more bloat than anything, and like especially because it's a matter of like the boss now does, you know, like they damage reduction threshold, but then they also have a super typing. But on top of that, they're gonna have this new territory system, and then on top of that, they're gonna have, and it's always like things that you have to like factor in. But then on the contrary though, we're getting a lot of good, like for example, like Zoro and Sanji. Like, they remove threshold, PDR, or defense up, or whatever it is. And, like, a lot of these, like a lot of these legends that are coming out that are really good are also doing a lot of debuff removal. So it kind of, like, balances out, in a sense, how you build teams for Super Boss. Because those legends that are really good are also removing debuffs, too. So you're not bringing, like, bespoke units. Like, in the past, we used to bring bespoke units to remove debuffs in Super Boss. And stuff. So, like, now it's like, I don't have to bring a unit to remove like to remove the damage debuffs, because got Zoro Sanji. You got Luffy's removing threshold. You've got Ace is removing, I think, paralysis. What happened to the Ace thing? It was like meant to remove burn, but remove paralysis or something like that too.
Yeah, his special said that it removed burn, but then they're like, oh, by the way, it actually removes paralysis instead. I mean, that's a pretty big difference. I don't know how they fucked that up.
It's a completely different thing in time. But like, you know, Ace removing that, and then also you have to factor in like captain abilities, like we were mentioning earlier, like Jinbe removes special bind, you know, so like I think bloat is actually probably the best way I've heard it presented. The game is just super duper bloated with just really unnecessary things, you know. So like, or not unnecessary, sorry, but just like too much at times as well. But I think it does still bode well to the creativity of team building. But then again, like the Super Boss teams are kind of the same. Like if it's if you're versing Dex or you're versing Strength, you're using like Zoro Sanji, Yamato, Ace, like the same kind of units over and over again. If you're versing other kind of colors like Int, you're still using Luffy pretty much. If you're versing, so you know, I mean Gear 5 Luffy, versing Sai, you're using Int Luffy, like. But I mean that's kind of what comes with 10th anniversary units, right? You'd hope that they're like the creme de la creme of units at the end of the day. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's not necessarily that the game's getting harder or more complicated. It's just that there's just a lot of debuffs that do nothing. They don't make the game harder, just make it more annoying to handle, I suppose.
Essentially, yep.
Second last question from Cheesecake for Breakfast. They say, if you were a Pokemon trainer and you could make a team of up to 6 Pokemon, what would you pick? No legendaries, mythicals, or Ultra Beasts allowed. My team is Mega Charizard X, Gyarados, Jolteon, Alola, Ninetales, Tyranitar, and Gardevoir.
I'm writing it out now.
He's typing. I don't know what I'd do. I don't know.
I feel like you probably need a flyer.
Yeah, someone to get you around from place to place.
I've got 5. I need one more.
Oh my god.
I need a flyer type.
I know I would have Umbreon.
Okay. Me and Flame gonna have a team together. You got Umbreon. Who else?
We gotta go band for band.
Okay, honestly, I'm a. You can give me a Sceptile. I like a nice little Sceptile going on. He's pretty cool. He does some cool shit.
That's our starter.
Yeah, that's our starter. Got Sceptile. Got Umbreon.
My starter is gonna be classic Charmander. Here we go.
Nice. With Twawazard. I don't know what else.
You said no legendaries, right?
No legendaries, no ultras, no mythics.
Okay,
that's fine.
I also didn't know for a while that there was a difference between a legendary and a mythical Pokemon. I really found out like recently that they're 2 different things.
Yeah, it is a little cringe.
What the fuck? They're different. I thought they was all just legendary mons.
Like, isn't Dragonite a mythical Pokemon?
Is Uber?
No,
Uber. That's pseudo legendary or like whatever.
Yeah, pseudo legendary. Yeah, a bit different.
It's like when they have the total base stats is like over 500. I think is what they label it as. I think is
600. And when they're based at totals to 600.
It's a pseudo or or if it's not a legendary. I gotta go with my man Garchomp. Love that guy. He's kind of a baller.
Yeah, that was my first pick.
Yeah, we could take Garchomp.
We can take Garchomp.
I've got my 6.
Okay, Todd, you rattle off your 6, and that might give Flame and I ideas.
I've got Garchomp. He's the GOAT.
The GOAT.
My starter being Charizard.
Nice. Got that ground fire, flying type coverage. Not bad.
My Low-Tick.
Ooh, okay.
My water type.
I see you. Very nice.
That's exactly who I was about to say.
There we go.
Hey. I've got so I don't know if you guys know Gen 5 that much, but it's Min Xiao. It's a fighting type.
It's a fighting type.
Yeah.
Yeah, Min Xiao. I've got Electivire.
Oh, I like that choice.
My final one is Tyranitar.
T-Tar, go.
Yeah, that's a chunky team.
That's a chunk. That's
all right. To
fat
throw a little dirt at night for whenever he listens to this. We gotta get our boy Flygon.
Yeah, Flygon.
Oh shit,
Flygon up in here.
Flygon is based as fuck. I'll give you that much.
All right, who's the next one, Poppy?
Okay, so what do we have? Me and you have Umbreon, Sceptile, Garchomp, Flygon. Wow. We need a. Damn, I don't know. I've realized I don't know Mons. I don't know Mons enough anymore, man. Wait, you wanted Milotic, right?
I was gonna say him.
Run a Milotic.
Okay.
And then
the last one. What are we needing?
Honestly, I'm gonna go something crazy. What's that mon called? Is it Vikavolt in one of the new gen ones? I used him in one of the runs before.
Vikavolt. Is that the bug one?
That's like the evolution of Charjabug. Yeah, Vikavolt.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of cool.
All right.
Yeah, Vikavolt's sick.
He's slow as fuck
I
though,
bet.
but he's kind of cool. I remember him being slow as balls, even though he's literally he's a bug electric type mon.
Yeah,
Base 43 speed, huh?
he's got a sick design though.
He's fucking cool as fuck though. All right, there we go. So me and Flame got Umbreon, Garchomp, Milotic, Sceptile. What do we say? Flygon and Vikavolt. That's our combined.
Nice.
Team. There we go. Cool. All right. Last question from Wankafella. Pause. Not sure if you guys have been watching any Olympic events, but I love watching swimming and how some races come down to the wire. Do you guys enjoy watching the Olympics or any of the events in particular? I guess that's the first question. Have you guys consumed any Olympics yet or in recent time?
The only Olympic sport I watch is Team USA basketball.
Trash.
But I don't know if you guys want to talk about it, but I did see that whole big boxing.
Yeah, I don't really want to. I don't know if I want to talk about it too deep.
Yeah,
it's such a mess because it's like obviously you have the conversation of biological versus identified or transitioning, but then like you also have the conversation of this person competed like half a decade ago as a female as well or something like that too. Like, yeah. So it's, I don't know, like that's above my pay grade to kind of like, you know, like it is tough to kind of like, obviously with the way that the world's changing, like it's going to be very hard to have to kind of like, I guess barriers is the wrong word, but add rules around how you approach these events and going forward and stuff. Like, you know, so it's a very tough kind of, it's very tough to answer there.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, just basketball.
I've been watching the volleyball, watching obviously Japan play volleyball. They are fucking sick nasty at it. It was funny when they beat Argentina like last night or whatever. They started playing their Haikyuu first anime opening. They're playing that as they won. Like, it's fucking sick, dude. That's been good. I know I watch a lot of like random ass sports when I like consume the Olympics. Like in Australia, they have a pretty cool like it's called like it's like a online app called like 9 Now, where basically you can just watch all the Olympics for free, and it kind of like splits it up into like sports and stuff, so you can kind of consume what you want to consume as opposed to just waiting on what's on the TV, I suppose. So it's been good. I've watched like the hockey, the field hockey's been fun to watch.
I love field hockey.
The skateboarding's been really cool to kind of watch as well. So you know, I've just been consuming a lot of things. I don't know if it was in the pre-ep or not, but yeah, Todd made a cool point. Like the US have got like 43 medals, but only 9 golds, which has been very like eye-opening. Like, but like then you have like Australia has like 22 medals and 11 golds. I think it's also like
how many golds are basketball?
Annoyingly 1. Yeah, 1 gold medal for bar. Even though there's like 20 people get fucking a medal, but yeah, it's only one gold medal counts. But it is interesting to see like how like obviously in the past you've always had like China and the US just consistently dominate in everything, but like it does feel like this Olympics has been a massive shift in like this sport has really opened up. Like I think I saw things like Egypt won their first ever medal in fencing. It was their first ever Olympic medal they ever won. I think like there's been other situations where like countries have won their first ever medals in events in this year, which have been really, really cool to see. So like that accessibility of sport has opened up a lot, as opposed to always just being like dominated by China, US every single time, which I think has been really good for like just Olympics and sports in general. The US under-23s men's team did lose to Morocco 3-0 though, so hold that. But then again, the Australian women's team lost to America 2-1 and got knocked out, so we can hold that. So like it's a bit of give and take there. No, but it's good. I think the Olympics have been fun so far. Speaking of Olympics, I've heard that the app. Oh my days. Okay, hold on. Speaking of Olympics, okay, breathe. Speaking of Olympics, I've heard that the app Grinder gets massively popular during the Olympics in the host city. I guess all the adrenaline has got to get released somehow. Whoa! If you guys had a Grinder app and maybe Knight already has one, that's crazy. What would be your go-to pickup line? What the fuck?
This man has no chill.
Go-to pickup line?
On Grindr though, lad. This ain't fucking like Tinder or Hinge. It's fucking Grindr.
Wait, what is Grindr used for? I'm not familiar with that one.
Gay. Homosexual. Is that a bad word to say? I don't know. I apologize if it is. But yeah, it's usually for like gay, lesbian, that kind of stuff. That's why he says Knight may already have one. That's a crazy. Knight doesn't even defend himself. That's crazy.
Got games on your phone, bro?
got games on your phone is a funny as fuck thing to say.
I can't help rizzing up the gents.
Yeah, sorry. I can't, mate. You know, unless they're like my best friends, I can act gay with the homies. That's fine. But anyone else, nah, man.
Yeah, no. No, just looking to play some games. I'm not into that shit. Do you want to add me on Xbox?
Hey, you want to pull up to? I brought my Switch to the Olympic Village. You want to play Smash? Like, you know. On the OPTC side of things, since we don't know yet who will be released as the Super Sugofest character for One Piece Day, how would you guys feel if it were one of the following: Garp, Kobe, York, Saint, Jay Garcia, Saturn, Shanks, Dory, and Broggy, Blackbeard. Cheers from Canada. Honestly, low-key, Dorian Broggy is a shout for the One Piece Day thing as well.
That would be very interesting.
Imagine them as like a Rumble legend. Like a dual, not dual, but like a fake dual Rumble legend or something like that. That could be really cool, actually. York. Yeah, I don't know if York deserves a legend. Fucking snake. But Saint Garcia, that'd be a bit early, right? That's still very early for One Piece Day. Saint J Garcia, I should say, sorry. Shanks,
Saturn is way too early. Like,
I think they could do. I don't know how long it would be in the anime, but like either the Gorosei will appear as New Year's celebration, or they will appear as global anniversary. So yeah, global anniversary next year. That's probably my guess because they could easily. Yeah, that's 5 Super Sugofest characters right there, sorted.
Yeah, they can't do it this year. It'll be next year for sure.
Go. So I think new global Annie it'll be the Gorosei 100%. York, I don't think so. Kobe, I mean, fair point actually. Maybe Kobe's the raid. Who knows? I think Kobe's a legend though is actually a good shout too. But I think definitely I think Dorian Broggy is also a great shout. I totally forgot, but yeah, Dorian Broggy is a fantastic shout too. All right, that's it though. I think that wraps us up for today's episode. Still managed to eke it out to our usual amount of time. I don't know how we've swung that one, but good on us, lads, for being able to yap, professional yappers. But if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you comment Luna if you've made it this far. We do greatly appreciate it. Whilst you're also down there, you can go find all of our socials on our link tree. That is linktr.ee/perfect. You can find us on Twitter at GGP Podcast. You can find us on anchor.fm/perfect for the audio version of the podcast. And that appears on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other major platforms as well. Whilst you're also down there, make sure you go like, follow, subscribe, donate, all that kind of stuff to all of our YouTube channels, Twitters, Twitches, all that kind of stuff. As Flame mentioned, he's going to be back to making content, so make sure you go subscribe. Don't want to miss out on that. And also, Knight has been releasing a few videos there too, so make sure you go subscribe there as well. Also, I just want to say, because make sure you comment Happy Birthday Toadski. Fuck you, Tonga, don't embarrass you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, comment happy Birthday Toadski down in the comment section below. You know, we do greatly appreciate Todd's commitment to the pod. He's one of the OGs. You know, we've been here almost 5 years making this podcast now, so we do greatly appreciate Todd being on the show. But with that being said, I've been Captain Poppy, Flame, and Todd. Thank you guys for listening to another episode. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Goodbye.
Bye.